Hello again, Art History. I hope you are doing very, very well together. Here are my top three ways that the Baroque and Mannerist arts make me think about the arts and philosophy in general. Number one comes with the idea of the ecstasy of St. Teresa. And it comes down to the idea of when and where should we be able to use and manipulate the arts to get a viewpoint particularly across. Where do the arts go from getting your viewpoint across to propaganda? Should we use sex to sell particular things, as in the ecstasy of St. Teresa for the Christian church? Today, we've actually made those modifications. We don't use sex generally to sell to young children. We could say maybe in a teenage with kind of supermodels and images that show up, but there's an ethical implication of what those arts are. And the Baroque period does challenge some of those notions, particularly the counter Reformation artwork in the South by Bernini. The second thing that shows up is the entire idea of how artists have to battle over time with other artists. In almost all other artworks or all other careers, you generally aren't held up to the standard of someone who was the greatest ever before. And yet in the arts, we'll say, oh, well, you're no Michelangelo, well, you're no Da Vinci. Well, duh, there was one Michelangelo and one Da Vinci. In sports, we sometimes see this, but not like in nursing. They don't say, oh, well, you're no Florence Nightingale. Of course not. She's the one who founded the field. It's like how to say, well, you're no Freud, you're no Carl Jung, you're no B.F. Skinner. We don't make those same kind of comparisons like we do in the arts. And something that's hard in the arts is that you are always going to be compared with the absolute best of all time as you're moving forward with your drawing, painting, printmaking, ceramics techniques. And the third thing is the idea is we have this period that we cover called Mannerism. Tiny little period in terms of historical significance. Why do we even include it? Why do we even have a chapter that shows up? Now, I know it's part of the canon of what art history is, but it really has no influential impacts like the giant emotionalism of later on Baroque art or the earlier aspect that shows up from the Italian Renaissance and framing the future that shows up. So why do we not just skip over Mannerism like we would skip over just a number of different artists from that? Maybe a shout out, maybe a paragraph, but an entire chapter seems a little overkill for something that has very little impact on the modern day world, even though it does show you the continuity of flow in history. And that's probably why it's included. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.